Hey. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us today on this Tuesday, 16th of July, 2024. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today, except Agent Smith. We don't appreciate your shenanigans, but whatever, you're here. Have a good time, relax, chill out, whatever. Anyway, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble, and Pill.net.
And if you haven't already, please take a moment and hit that thumbs up button if you're over on Rumble, Rumble or YouTube.
Getting all choked up over there.
And take that red pill if you're over on Pilled. Smash that heart if you're over on X.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
Remember, it's like a virtual hug, and I need a hug today after what Agent Smith just did.
Yeah, I know. Like, couldn't go live or anything. What was that about?
It just kept saying there was an error.
Oh, you rebooted it and it worked.
Yeah.
Thank God for IT. Have you tried rebooting it?
Exactly. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
So let's say hi to everyone.
Shenanigans all around. Yeah, let's say hi to everybody.
Got Aaron in the house.
What's up, Aaron?
Got Fire Nate.
What's up, Fire? How you doing?
Oh, Aaron's going to be lurking and working.
Lurking and working.
Sounds good.
That works.
Got F. Clan.
What's up, F. Clan?
I guess Fire Nate will be working and lurking as well.
All right. Working and lurking works.
We got, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We just love having you here.
Yeah, we love having you on here.
Got Miss Jenny in the house.
Jenny!
Watch out for the frogs, Jenny. Got Miss Denise.
Denise. How you doing, Denise?
Got Miss Steph.
And Steph. Did we get Fire?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Goodness gracious. Yes. Yes. Go away, Agent Smith. Don't you have something better to do?
Apparently not.
Miss Bethany Ann in the house.
Bethany Ann. Then we got her Pilled fam over there, too. There's Chachi. What's going on, Chachi?
Yes, we do have the Pilled fam.
Yeah. Let's see. Got Colleen.
Got Joyful Lily.
Joyful Lily and Light Spear over there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Colleen.
There's Colleen in lurk mode, too. That works. That works.
That works.
Looks like
Jonathan.
What's going on, Jonathan? How you doing?
Got Mike in the house.
What's up, Mike? And then the other Mike.
And then the other Mike. We got Mike Squared.
We got Mike Squared. Yeah, we got Mike Squared today. I feel better.
Squared.
That makes up for an Agent Smith.
It does. It really does. Agent Smith was getting on my nerves.
I
Like
have
literally, I was like, "Are we not going to be able to go live?"
Oh
'Cause
no,
it
we're
just
going
kept
live.
airing out.
Yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't starting.
it was not starting.
Whew.
Look at Miss Bethany and
Look at
showing
that.
off.
Did we get the whole? Yeah. And everyone else watching too. Yeah, and all the people who were lurking anyways. We appreciate you
Mhm.
showing up. Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate all of you.
Your fingers
It
hurt
is an
now, Miss
amazing list.
Bethany.
I know. Had to type and got writer's cramp.
I know. Bethany or Joyful Lily said, "I heard Agent Smith has no jurisdiction." LOL.
Yeah, well, shouldn't.
Well, yeah.
I shouldn't, technically shouldn't, but
Technically.
Yeah, well,
Big Mike.
I guess, yeah, Mike squared would be Big Mike. No, can't do that to them.
We are doing wonderful, Mike. Thank you so much for asking.
We are doing good now that, yeah, we finally got the internet to work. It's interwebsing again.
It wasn't the internet, it was StreamYard.
Oh, whatever. I'm blaming the interwebs.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I know we got things.
We got a lot of
Got
things.
a lot of things.
Okay.
All right.
So we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. So
Okay.
let's get into it. And I actually have a follow-up video for this one that I'm about to play.
All right.
Very interesting. So away we go.
And away we go. There it is. Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah. So if you look at the eyes,
The schnoz, the eyes,
the mouth shape, the
even
teeth.
Okay, so from our perspective, the left eye, from his perspective, the right eye is a little squinty, and then the left one and his left, our right, that one has the same kind of little curve across the top. And you look at the chin, the wrinkles, it's like all there. It's like, wow, that could, and he's not a spring chicken, so the age could actually kind of work out there.
Yeah. So
I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, too bad we had him stolen from us.
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Even the teeth are,
yeah.
yeah. Chiclets are right on point. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
And then this.
It fits.
Mhm.
Cover the ears, because that's one of the things that people look at is the ear,
Yeah.
because, well, you can't change that one. So you just cover the ears up with that hair.
Mhm.
I don't know. Clone? I mean, I don't know. That's uncanny. Heard someone say it was JD today, too. JD would be 81. Wait, hold on. JD.
John Denver.
John Denver. Yeah.
You
Jan!
can't get on Twitter.
Can't get on
What's
Twitter.
going on
What
with
on earth is
Twitter? Oh
happening?
my gosh, Agent Smith, stop it.
Do you want to? Well, she's over there on Pilled.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're glad you joined us. Anyways,
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on over there on
Yeah.
on the internet. See, I don't know about the whole clone thing. I know that we've been talking about clones, and clones could be a thing.
Mhm.
I really don't know. Have to give it to Vincent. He didn't even flinch. No,
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I was thinking, it's like absolutely not even a flinch. Just heard it and stayed put. And
Mhm.
I mean, really, in the end, if you hear it, it didn't hit you, more than likely, right? I mean, you know it if it hits you, but if you hear something and you didn't feel anything, you didn't get hit. So what's flinching going to do? It's
Exactly.
kind of hardcore, if you ask me.
That's funny because X says we're good.
They say
on
we're good.
StreamYard.
Huh.
So I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
That is weird.
So-
Denise.
So
The last comment there.
yeah.
I wondered if he didn't hear it. Like an old man might not hear things, and that's not even a joke. That's a very real possibility too. It's like, why is everybody freaking out? But he wasn't looking around like in bewilderment either.
Twitter says
the broadcast ended.
Okay, that's strange. Hey, Hope.
All right. Well, why don't you play this next video and we'll figure that out. How you doing,
Yeah.
Hope?
You ready?
Yeah.
This Vincent Fushka. What y'all saying? He's JFK Jr. John Denver. You are all incorrect, but you're on the right path. So you got to do some digging. Turn over stones. It's too heavy for other people to lift. Get on that place and play on the DW. It's finna get crazy. I don't think I really want to see hate breathing down my neck right now like that. So stay in my lane. I just wanted to know, did anybody recognize the yellow rag? If y'all connect the rag and what it stood for, you'll find out who that was. Vincent?
Well, there wasn't much information to go off of there.
I know. And I tried to do some searching on Yellow Rag and Vincent Fusca,
Yeah.
and I can't find anything. I don't know what he's talking about, but
So the yellow 17th, or the flag for Q,
Mhm,
the letter Q in the naval flag chart, right?
mhm.
I mean, that's what we understand that to be, and that makes sense. But I can't think of anybody. I'm going through my head who wore lots of yellow other than the Hulk, and that doesn't look like the Hulk. Snap into a Slim Jim? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, exactly, Denise. Yellow equals Q. I don't know. Just the side by side that we were looking at there with John Denver and Vincent Fusca, the teeth, the eyes, the jawline, the wrinkles, like so much of that matches up. The facial structure, everything about it.
Hey,
Hey, Cindy
Cindy.
Sue, how you doing? Thanks for joining. An NFL referee.
Yeah, I mean, here's the X broadcast that's actually working. I don't know what's going on with it, but it is working. I don't know what's happening today.
Hmm.
Other than Agent Smith we're apparently going to talk about something that's over target and they don't want us to.
Just learned, Joyful Lily says, I just learned the name means victory over darkness. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have a whole lot on that.
Yeah. I'm just.
First thing I noticed in the signs that said you're fired. Yeah.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See, that one was kind of like baffling to me. That
I
and
know.
we've got a whole lot of like craziness in the background with the interwebsing not properly.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. Let's drive on.
When the president called me today to actually formally offer me to become, the vice presidential nominee, which just sounds crazy. My son, my 7-year-old son, was sort of making noise in the background. I'm getting so embarrassed. But then he actually has me put my 7-year-old son on the phone. You think about this, everything that's happened. The guy just got shot at a couple of days ago, and he takes the time to talk to my 7-year-old. It's a moment I'll never forget.
All right. And what did he actually say?
He just said, look, I think we're going to go save this country. I think you're the guy who can help me in the best way. You can help me govern. You can help me win. You can help me in some of these Midwestern states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and so forth. And he said rightfully that we have been very, very close for a long time, but especially since I endorsed you in 2022. And I would not have won that race without Donald Trump's endorsement. And the president's trust then and his partnership since then has been something I value a great deal.
Thoughts?
So, I mean, what he said to him, I mean, it's pretty boilerplate kind of stuff. I'm curious as to what the long conversation would have been. How about the lady holding up the Biden sign behind Trump? Honestly, I didn't see that one. My powers of observation are failing.
Anyway. back to
Anyway,
Vance.
so it didn't seem like there was any real depth to it in terms of what he was sharing. I mean, yeah, we're
Mhm.
going to fix the country, stuff like that. We know that he's had some awful things to say about it. Trump, I mean, it kind of makes sense that he'd want to talk to the kid. You get a better idea of what's going on, and you probably want to give the kid a heads up. It's like your dad's going to be real busy, stuff like that. So I mean, that's kind of neat. But Trump has always been a class act. And trying to make sure that people are comfortable around him. I mean, I'm at a loss for words today. Apparently, I mean, what is?
Really?
Yeah, I really am. I'm like, what? What? I mean, okay, yeah, he said that he was going to pick him. He said yes. Okay, yay.
Okay. Well,
I mean, the
Here.
big thing is that yesterday, everybody was kind of upset that he chose him as he is great with kids, that he chose him as the VP pick. But I kind of talked about it yesterday in terms of that's kind of taking him out of play and gives an opportunity for somebody to fill that slot that's going to be pro Trump moving forward in the future.
Well, apparently Trump endorsed him in 2022. But hold on a minute. This is
Okay.
why people are upset.
Okay.
You're not a Trump supporter from what I've read. Am I right? Is that a fair assessment? Yeah.
I didn't vote for Trump.
I mean, to me, you might as well pick Pence again. I mean, might as well. This guy's a flip-flopping guy.
As somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
I don't do unloyal people. I don't do it. We've already experienced this before. You're supposed to get somebody in there that would add to your ticket. Vivek would have added to your ticket. Tim Scott would have added to your ticket. But this motherfucker doesn't add to your ticket.
I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
Unbelievable.
Somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right?
Rinse and motherfucking repeat.
Thoughts?
Look, I get it. He was a never Trumper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, take him out of play, take him out of the game by making him vice president. They do nothing. They really don't do much of anything. They're waiting for a tie to break, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hope says, I think it's all about exposure incoming. And I believe that there will be exposure too. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That it could very well be part of it as well.
Mhm.
And I know that there's a play in there that we don't understand. Trump doesn't make mistakes. Trump knows what he's doing. He knew what he was doing when he picked Pence before. He's just bringing a highlight to it. Now, the good thing is that I don't think that Pence was as outspoken as JD Vance was. So that means that the pool of people that they have to try to make problems for Trump is getting thin, especially for the people that haven't been smart enough to keep their mouth shut. And then the fact that he said, I think the elites are right. So what? Who's going to side with the elites in this day and age? Mike says, not my first choice, but I do trust Trump. And I do too.
We got lots of
The lady
comments.
behind Trump with the sign was more questionable for me. Yeah, well, I can see that. Who's going to bring a Biden sign, especially
Mhm.
since you couldn't even bring your own sign into the one out here.
I know.
So how did she get her own sign
I
in?
don't know.
A little curious. Denise says, this kind of attack makes me crazy. I don't think how I thought 10 years ago. Let people grow, FFS. Yes. Yeah, let him grow. I don't think he's grown though. I really don't. Not that fast. And then honestly, does he even look the same? Or is he another, controlled
I don't know.
opposition kind of thing?
I don't know.
Because those were some pretty sunken eyes in that other video.
I
And
know.
looks a little less Cro-Magnon now.
Mhm. We got a lot
Hey,
of
Tammy.
comments.
Tammy says that was before 2016. Now that he has seen what Trump did for the country, he's changed his mind. And that could very well be the case as well. I like the pick of JD myself. Well, I trust the plan, DJT and God.
Mhm.
Trump had a plan and went and got to trust him. Well, yeah, we don't have much of a choice, do we, Jenny?
Hmm?
I look forward to hearing what Christian has to say tomorrow on tomorrow's
Yeah.
show. That's going to be exciting. I'm really excited about that.
Mhm.
And just in case y'all didn't hear yesterday, Christian is going to be on the show tomorrow. We're truly excited about that. And man, he always has some of the most brilliant things to say. He expands my mind every single time he shows up here. So really excited about that. Going back to this, Stephanie says, well, it fits a Senate seat available for one thing, so it can be filled with
Mhm.
somebody that's MAGA. And I think that that's part of the big play.
Mhm.
You know, now you get somebody without a doubt. Yeah, could Vance be central casting? And that's kind of what I'm getting at is he central
Mhm.
casting because so many people have changed and he hasn't been a big player or anything like that in terms of noticeability. And so they could do that switch out very easily without, people saying, because my God, there's been so many things happening that it's hard to keep up with all of it anyway.
Yep.
Joyful Lily says, and aren't we all entitled to change our minds? We are. We are human. We make mistakes. And Mike says, I trust Trump. And I do too. I do believe that, it's just kind of a wait and see how this thing plays out. Of course, then again, he could be like a secret, white hat that we just didn't know. So that way he could get more information. I mean, there's so much stuff that we just don't have observability on at this point in time. Placeholder. Bethany says placeholder, but regardless, that's his choice. It is his choice. Let's see. Jan says, I get it, but I also know that Trump knows what he's doing. Let it play out. Read on X, the guy's skull and bones. Yeah, well, I think his wife is from Yale, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. I think he went somewhere else.
Correct.
But
Correct.
yeah. Let's see. Joyful Lily. Trump proved he wasn't establishment. Look at who's coming against Vance. That says it all.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of I guess them were never Trumpers, but all came back later. So we shouldn't write someone off. No, we shouldn't write anybody off. I think writing people off is a mistake on our parts. Just because we don't understand it doesn't it only proves that we don't know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
And again, it's a movie and we're trying to guess what's going on in the movie. So yeah, we're just going to have to sit back and keep on chowing down on that same old tired popcorn.
Mhm.
I'm sure he's got a lot to say. I bet he does. And I
I'm
look
sure,
forward to hearing.
Jenny.
Yeah, I'm sure, Jenny. I look forward to hearing what Christian has to say.
Mhm.
Let's see, research and deep digs on him. You'll see. All right.
Mhm. So, he went to Yale also.
Oh, he did go to Yale also.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, but you want to see something very interesting?
Yes, please.
Got some interesting stuff tonight, guys. So watch this.
All right. Notice
something last night. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
There they
Are we
are.
ready? Okay, there we go.
Okay, standing right next to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trump 6'3". We all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
JD Vance is 5'7".
What? Go
So
back. Go back again.
tell me how they're shoulder to shoulder.
So either
That's not
fake
the
Trump
real
or
Trump.
or a fake JD Vance.
Mhm. They always say he's insulated.
I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, Chachi. Trump has already established that betraying him is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, either one or the other, Trump or Vance, is 1 inch shorter or 1 inch taller than before now.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsey Graham don't like him, so I like him. Makes sense. And that's the thing is how many teams are playing? How many sides are there in this whole deep state game that we see all the time? And I think that that's a really good question. I think that a lot of them might not like each other because they're not going to be on the same team. Because I really think that game, what is it? Illuminati New World Order. There's 6 teams on there or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so much truth in that game, obviously, because so many of the cards match up to things that we've seen as we've been going through this show that we've been watching. And so it makes me kind of wonder, like, that would be one way that would cause a lot of friction, that would make it difficult for us to keep tabs on exactly what's going on. And then with the whole central casting thing, that makes it even more confusing, because there's a whole bunch of, double crosses and triple crosses and all these other things, as people get compromised and are forced to, do something that they might not otherwise, want to do. And I agree with you, Hope. Trump definitely knows.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a riser or other platform? That's a good question, Chops. I don't think that there would have been a riser between the two of them there, but then again, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's about right. Distance and everything. Or is JD wearing DeSantis shoes? The lift shoes they were talking about. And he could be wearing lifts, but I think you can only get like 3 inches lift on some of those lift shoes.
I don't
I mean, I
know.
guess you can stretch it out.
It's weird.
It'd be weird.
It's just weird.
Mm.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Miss Shauna.
Yeah, Shauna.
There's something to be said about the fact that in all of Scripture, we're told to remember one woman. Jesus didn't say remember Mary. He didn't say remember Mary Magdalene. He didn't say remember Deborah or any of the other influential women. He said remember Lot's wife. Now, why do y'all think that is? When God was saving Lot's family from Sodom, when he was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and he told them he was saving them and not to look back. When Lot's wife looked back, Scripture, if you look back at its original language, it says that she looked back with a desire and a longing to go back. And so what I want to point out today is the reason Jesus tells us to remember Lot's wife is because that's so much like the enemy and so much like our flesh, to look back at the places and the things that Jesus is bringing us out of, that now we're this new creation in Christ, and that old us, that old life that he's bringing us out of, that's not for us anymore. But the enemy uses that against us, and our own flesh even works against us with that sometimes. And we look back at the places and the things that he's brought us out of, and it's so easy to look back with a desire and a longing to go back. So I don't know who this is for today, but remember Lot's wife, because where you're going is way better than where you've been.
Thoughts, Santino.
Can't be looking back, otherwise you'll be salty. Nobody likes people that are salty. Yeah, I know. It was pretty bad. That one kind of sucked. But anyways, look, we see things in the past, and sometimes the past we may reminisce about things and may miss some things about the past. But we also have to keep in mind that those things in the past aren't going to serve us anymore. Otherwise, those things would still be around in our lives. That, and we can expect that the only thing that we can expect to stick around is the fact that everything is going to change. So we need to be content with the way things were, and that we can be excited about the things as we move forward in life. I know that there's plenty of things that happen in my life where it's like, oh, I look fondly on that. And it's okay to, do that for a moment, but we shouldn't be trying to bring our past back into our present. I think that that's where the real mistake is. And if we are holding on to, and we're trying to hold on to those things, it can make us rather salty, because in the end, those things in our life that aren't around anymore, they were things that weren't beneficial for us. So as if we were to go back to where we were, we also start to think and feel on all of the negative things that happened. It's kind of like a distance makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing, where if you're not around something, you start to miss it more. And so that can be the trap. And so we need to let go of those kinds of things that we do want to bring forward sometimes, because there's something even better for us in the future. F. Clint says, I like to think myself as more savory than salty. Well, I personally feel I'm a little bitter, but, at least it's not salty.
You're silly. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got Mr. Mark Robinson at the RNC last night.
All right.
And I can listen to him talk all day long. So here we go.
All right, here we go.
Mark Robinson. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving us my life and health and strength, allowing me to be here and allowing us to live in this blessed and prosperous land. I am Mark Robinson. I am the first Black Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. And come November, I plan on being the first Black Governor of North Carolina. But I am not one of the political elite. I grew up poor as the ninth of 10 kids in Greensboro with an alcoholic father who beat my mother. I love to tell you that I graduated from high school, found success, never worried about money again, but I can't. I lost 2 jobs, 2 manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA, which, by the way, Joe Biden voted for. Politicians in D.C. made bad decisions. People like me suffered. I lost my car and my house. I was desperate. But you know, my story isn't unique. A couple of months ago in my travels, I stopped at a gas station. As I was leaving, a man walked out with a beer and he looked very stressed. He got in his car and I could see him holding an envelope. My heart dropped because years ago I held one just like it. It was bankruptcy papers. I could see the fear on his face. And it took me back to lying awake at night with that gnawing worrying, debating which bills weren't going to get paid. Unfortunately, many families today are having that same experience. Under Joe Biden, grocery prices have skyrocketed and gas has nearly doubled. In North Carolina, factories just like the one I worked at are closing, leaving families feeling hopeless. But there is hope, and I'm proof. My wife and I never gave up. We kept our faith. We worked hard and made it through those tough times. Now I stand before you on the verge of becoming the first Black governor of North Carolina. As governor, I will not forget where I came from or the struggles of the people I meet. And you know, there's someone else who will fight just as hard for you. President Donald J. Trump. The brave heart of our time, President Trump had our economy roaring. Gas was up below $2. Unemployment was at a historic low. People could afford homes. And we had a president who protected manufacturing jobs. Under President Trump, the American dream was alive and well. Under President Trump, there was hope. And we need that now more than ever.
I do too, Jan. I really like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a powerful voice.
Thoughts?
He's a very powerful voice. I think that he's going to be doing some great things over the next 4 years while Trump is in office. I think that we're going to need governors that are pro-Trump, because that's going to be one of the best ways that we can get some real changes made. There are only 50 governors, and each one of them is basically like a president of their state, and they can make or break things before they even have a chance to get up off the ground. And I know that he's going to be doing some great things. And so based off of kind of what he was saying, the fact that he brought up NAFTA, we've had some awful trade agreements, NAFTA being one of them. And we also know, like, I remember, because that was happening, I think, back when I was in the high school kind of era. And I don't remember anybody saying that they wanted NAFTA or they felt that that was a good thing for America, other than the news. But the thing is all of America was so asleep. Oh, well, the news is telling the truth, because they wouldn't let them lie on television. And yet they were able to push those things through, despite the people being so having a loud voice. I'm having a hard time today. People having a loud voice about how awful NAFTA was and that it was going to take jobs away. And we've seen the fruits of that labor. So many jobs have been lost. And I look forward to these strong voices making sure that this manufacturing comes back.
agree.
Specifically things like Juan Deere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still mad about that one. That one makes me really angry. John Deere going to Mexico makes me angry.
See what Bethany said?
Yeah, we're fooked in Minnesota. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, you could hear a sucking sound coming from America. That was the jobs leaving. That's exactly what it was.
Mhm.
Who was it that said that? That giant sucking sound.
I don't know.
Was that?
don't
No,
know,
that wasn't
Bethany.
Reagan.
Hmm.
Actually, I think it was Ross Perot, as a matter of fact.
I don't know.
I think it was Ross Perot. I love that guy.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
President Trump, Victor Marks here. I had the privilege of speaking at Mar-a-Lago a little while back. And I just want to encourage you as someone who we have a lot of common friends, and they've been contacting me because they know someone tried to kill me in like fashion, trying to put around through my noggin, just like you, but realize God's angels were watching over both of us. We're men that got us purpose and call. And the Bible's clear. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, and that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And that's what this real unseen war that's manifesting the flesh is about. All you've been through. Please know that we're praying for you, and I'll encourage you. Don't let anger turn into bitterness, because then the enemy wins. It was a part of your heart that only God wants. Know this, millions are praying for you as well. So God bless you, your family. There's a saying, we may not be hard to find, but we're certainly hard to kill, because God's not through with us yet. God bless you.
About Santino.
Obviously, the swamp creatures have absolutely no problem taking out people that they don't like. I think that that's something that we're all very aware of. And obviously, those that cause the biggest threats to them, they put them high on their, what shall we say, removal list. Now, he brought up a good point, and that is that God was watching out, and God prevents these things from happening. Our guardian angel, and we may not know why. You know that I was in a motorcycle accident years and years and years ago. I have no idea why I was spared. There was some kind of angel looking out for me that day. There was an angel looking out for me over in Iraq. I honestly can't explain why. And I'm sure that each and every one of you have had those moments where it's like, I shouldn't be here today. And so that says, well, yeah, you without a doubt too. And I'm sure each and every one of you have some of those moments in your life where it's like, God was watching out for me, or my guardian angel was watching out for me, however you want to say that. And we may not know what that moment is that we are doing at this day and age, but we recognize that we still have more days left. And so we have to go ahead and try to do all of the best that we can do and make the most of each and every day that we still have while we're here on this plane of existence. And I think that with President Trump being saved, especially with the fact that, you know, he moved his head in the back of his head, if he hadn't just twitched to the right, then this would have been a very, very different scenario. And I think, oh wow, heart attack and died twice. Whew. Yeah, well, you're here for a reason, and we're happy you're here. But I think that these are the things where we know that we have more to do. He's not done with us yet. And so we need to rejoice in that and give it our all every single day. And it also says that Trump's still got things to do here for all of us. And we need to be grateful for that and pray and give thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I gotta get you over on Rambo show soon.
Wow.
When
Jonathan
you
was
both have
paralyzed.
time.
Wow.
Do you hear me talking to you?
I do. I need to get over there.
You do.
Well, that would be
He
nice.
came on our show. You need to go on his.
Well, that's up to him. It's his show.
I know.
All right.
See, Denise, drunk
Oof.
driver nearly ended my ride. I know that feeling.
We're all here for a reason.
Yep.
Rejoice evermore.
Rejoice evermore. You ready?
Yes.
I need something funny, so I got Doc.
Doc is always good.
Ready?
Yes.
So after work, I go down to the truck stop. I love eating at truck stops. I don't know why, I just do. I love their food. Well, this guy walks in. He sits down one table ahead of me. The waitress comes over there. Hi there, sweetheart. What can I get you today? I would like to order one of your cuisines. And I'm going to get a salad with it. And can I get some raspberry vinaigrette dressing? And, sweetheart, I have a question. When you pulled in, did you see the 3 acres of semis sitting out there? Yeah. I go, what does that have to do with anything? Okay, this ain't a 5-star restaurant, sweetie. This is a truck stop. Okay, there is no fancy cuisines here. Okay, and raspberry, I'm not even going to try to say, honey, we have ranch. Okay, we have ranch or Italian dressing. Okay, that's as far as that goes. So, do you want to order something that we actually have? You are kidding, right? You don't sell cuisines here? Like, really? What restaurant doesn't sell cuisines? Okay, sweetheart, you must have hearing trouble. Maybe you didn't hear me. This is a truck stop filled with real men looking for a down-home cooked meal. Okay, when they come in here, they ain't looking for a piece of Thailand. Okay? They're not looking for the vegan delight. They're looking for a down-home cooked meal. An all-American burger with fries, good home-cooked beef stew, country fried steak, that sort of stuff. Okay, most of these men that come in here thinks gravy is a beverage. Okay? So, sweetheart, I don't know how else to put this to you. There's no cuisine coming out that door. Gordon Ramsay's not just going to pop up in the kitchen. Well, here I am over here with turkey and stuffing with extra gravy, mashed potatoes, extra gravy, broccoli and cheese and extra salt, sweet cornbread with extra butter, and a large sweet tea. Well, do you even serve salads? Would you like a salad? Yeah, I would like a salad. Do you know if any of the ingredients has come into contact with pesticides? Well, I can tell you this, sweetheart. Nobody's died yet. Does that answer your question? Well, I guess that's one way of putting it, but it doesn't answer my question. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was talking to a customer, not the health inspector. Mr. Health Inspector, when we spray for rats and roaches just like any other restaurant, I'm pretty sure they're not seasoning the food with it, though. You are so insensitive. You are so harsh. Like, why are you being so rude? Well, that's because most people come in, sit down, order what they want, eat it, have a cigarette, and leave. They don't put the waitress through 50 questions. So, excuse me. God, people here are so rude. Oh. All right, sweetheart, here you go. There's your salad. Here's you some ranch and Italian dressing. Can I get you anything else? Oh, oops. I didn't know that it came with cheese on it. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat that. So you're going to have to go remake this. Sweetheart, that is not lactose cheese. That's cheddar cheese. And no, we are not going to remake it because that salad is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Unless you want to order another one and pay for it, then we'll make you another one. Excuse me, I'm the customer here. Okay, you do what I say. Oh, sweetheart, you just don't know. I'll take that. Your total is $9.26. I'll meet you up at the front. Excuse me. Give me back my salad now. And no, I'm not paying for anything because this right here is unacceptable. And you didn't make it the way I wanted it. And I didn't even get a drink. All right. Tammy, you just go wait on table 7, sweetheart. I got this. Look, pal, I was hoping you'd say get your manager. Hi, manager here. Hello, hi. I've been watching from across the dining room. My employee has patiently answered all of your ridiculous questions and patiently waited on you to the best of her abilities. Look, pal, I don't know how restaurants work where you come from, but here in Tennessee, you come in, you sit down, you treat your server with respect, you order your food, eat, and get out. Okay? Yeah, this is where that customer's always right shit meets its cutoff. Okay? You're a customer. That makes you a consumer, not the owner and not a member of the royal family. Okay? So this is how this is going to work. You're either going to pay for that and leave or not pay for it. I will kick you out only to hand you over to an officer outside who will then take you to jail for theft of services. I really don't care how this goes. Okay, I am calling the police because I feel threatened right now. Okay, I feel threatened right now. I am calling the police. No need. I've already took care of that for you. You must think this is my first rodeo, pal. You see, I know how your kind works. They're already here. Are you serious right now? You called the police on one of your customers? No, I'm not paying for this, and I shouldn't have to because it was not made how I wanted it. All right, y'all do what you got to do. We tried to tell him if he didn't pay for it, that he was going to go to jail for theft of services. We want him trespassed. We don't want him to come back. So y'all go ahead, go in, do what you got to do. All right, you, black shirt, up, out of, now. Let's go. No, I'm not going anywhere, and my mom is a lawyer. Okay, you arrest me, you're in big trouble, pal. I will have your job. Well, you picked the wrong state for that. I don't give a damn who your mom is. I don't care if your granny was a justice on the bench of the state Supreme Court. I said, get your ass out of here. No, you are not arresting me. I'm calling my mother right now. You are not arresting me. Oh, no, you're going, pal. And if your ma comes down here, her ass will go too for obstruction of justice. No, you are hurting me right now. You are fired. You know that? You are making a big mistake. Dinner and a show. Encore. Stop. Sit down and eat your turkey. Encore's eyes.
Thought Santino.
Look, customers, the line was perfect where he said, you're a customer. You don't own the business and you're not part of the royal family. Your opinion ends at a certain point in time, and that's something that's gotten way out of control. Thanks, Sam Walton, for giving us that problem. It's one of the biggest problems that he ever gave us. The customer is always right. And that mentality is one of the things that has made people feel so entitled that they could go into a place and just by merely making a scene, get whatever it was that they wanted thrown at them. And so many people have grown up. It's been going on so long now that people have grown up with that entitled mentality that they feel that they can just go anywhere and do this crap anytime. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I've done customer service and it's miserable because of that attitude. It makes the job so difficult. And so, and the sad thing is most of the employers out there are going to take the customer side. Meanwhile, you got to take it dry. And that's one of the most aggravating parts, because now you got this jackass customer giving you a hard time because they want something for free. The manager's going to give you a hard time because they're going to throw you under the bus so that way they can make the company look good over you, when they know damn good and well that this customer is just being a scammer. And that is, I look forward to seeing these kinds of events happen more and more. And it needs to happen, because this is one of the main problems. This is right hand in hand with talking trash on the internet and thinking that, you can get away with saying anything and everything, and it's spilling out into everyday life. And so this is one more of those things where we need to just stand our ground. And you know what? If your employer is going to throw you under a bus, they never cared about you anyway. So just look for something else, anything else. And I know it's not necessarily easy, because you have all these people who have come into the country illegally doing the jobs that we supposedly wouldn't do. And so it creates even more problems. But it's all of these policies by the elites, the parasite class, that have been taking everything away from the people who are actually doing all of the good work. And so if we stop putting up with it, these are going to be the things that change. And go find you a place like that diner that Doc is obviously talking about, because I'm pretty sure that happened, and that would certainly make a difference. Jenny says the Karen videos are funny till you have to deal with them all the time. Yeah, I know. Steph says, I did customer service most of my life, and you're right, it's horrible. But the people that were good to me, it was great. So it kind of had the best of both worlds. And that's another thing I noticed, because I've done customer service too. And the good people, they'll come in and they'll see that you've been going through hell, and they'll try to pump you up a little bit, and they'll actually say something to customers. And I know I've said something as a customer many times, because I can't stand watching people treat other people like trash just because they're buying a $5, $10 latte, Yeah. Anyways, Jonathan says some of them never had to go pick a switch. Boy, isn't that the truth?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Jan says, sadly, it just really has really gotten worse over the last few years. It's about time. Yes, it is. It is about time. Hope says, I worked in customer service most of my life and loved it. Well, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. Always happy to hear a good story, especially in this day and age. It seems like the good stories are further and further in between. Mike says, I know exactly what you're saying, Jonathan. And then special thanks to Denise and Rambo. We appreciate the love you show for us.
Yes.
And then Rambo also said that he's going to be going on right after us. And we'll give the reminder once we are coming to a close here that Rambo's going to be going live afterwards. Bethany says, Bethany relays that Light Spear, I am 99% right, and we can debate the 1%. That's great. That's great. Parasite class. Isn't that the one that you said, Aaron?
No, you did.
Did I say parasite? Well, I thought he said it like weeks ago. Anyways, okay, just whatever. Trying to give credit where credit's due.
Yep.
I give credit where
Michelle's
it's not.
doing
Whatever.
good, so that's
Glad to hear
awesome.
that.
So we've got
I
Kelly.
had a radiator on my butt once.
Huh. I don't know if I want to know that.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. We'll have to catch up on sometime.
Okay. Aaron did. Fine. It's been a long day, Aaron.
It's been a long day. Yeah, it's been a challenging day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
I got Kelly.
All right, there we go.
Can I read you a comment I got on one of my videos yesterday? Yeah, it's that good. Like, our mean tweets still a thing? Here's what it says. I really like this guy, and I think he's a good preacher. And he is knowledgeable about the word of God. I just can't stomach looking at him with those earrings in his ears and in his lip. I don't know, it just disgusts me. It's hard to listen to him because you have to look at him at the same time. My pastor said that I can reach people that he can't. So that's probably what's going on here. Well, okay. Why don't you tell me how you really feel? Now, look, I didn't come on here to fight with you, but I do want to share some truth with you. But let me explain it like this. When you go eat at your favorite restaurant, why do you eat there? Because of the food, right? Now, when you go to your favorite restaurant to eat your favorite meal, do you always get a waiter or server that you just love? Not always. Sometimes you get an amazing server and everything they do is just perfect. But sometimes the waiter's not that great. I mean, they thought they were really funny. You just didn't think so. But is the reason that you're going to eat there the server? No, not at all. You go for the food. And the truth of the matter is, I'm just the server. And whether you like me or not, the food is always good. Look, I get it. I'm not for everyone. But just because you don't like the way I look doesn't mean I can't deliver you an amazing meal. The truth is, I have nothing amazing to offer you, but he always does. Then why you got to wear all that junk in your face then? Just take it out and more people will listen to you. Okay. I hear what you're saying. But did you forget? In 1 Samuel 16, we see the prophet Samuel coming to anoint a new king of Israel. And verse 6 and 7 says, when they arrived, Samuel took one look at Eliab and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed. You see, Eliab was David's older brother. And he was tall, strong, handsome. Looked like he'd be a good king. His appearance matched and fit what the people thought a king would look like. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at their heart. Look, I know that we have a preconceived idea of what a pastor or preacher should look like, but the Lord doesn't. We need to remember, God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. And just because we don't like something about someone doesn't necessarily mean that God disapproves of that in them. Maybe it's just you. You see, we need to make a habit of judging a ministry by its fruit, not by its appearance. Are we seeing salvations through this ministry? Are people getting healed and set free? Is it flowing with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control? If it is, then what are you so mad about? Who cares what it looks like? People's lives are being changed. See, the truth is, I hate bananas. I don't ever want to eat one. And you could hand me the most healthy, beautiful, amazing banana of all time, and I'm still not going to eat it. Does that mean it's not a good, healthy fruit? No, absolutely not. It just means I don't like it, but it's still good and it still has a benefit. So let me encourage you today. Yeah, maybe you don't like the way I look, but the good news is I'm not the chef. I'm just the waiter. But I promise you this, I will always serve you a meal that's good. And as for you, remember what Ephesians 4:29 says. Don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. As believers, we should be on the same team. We don't have to look alike. We can still encourage one another. I'm reaching people you can't. You're reaching people I can't. But please don't forget, the world is watching us. We are to be an example in all things. And when the world comes to the comment sections of our videos and they see just as much hate there as anywhere else, why would they want what we have? There needs to be unity in the body of Christ. And the world should see us loving each other, encouraging each other, even when we don't look the same. Even when it looks like we should be at odds with each other, we still show them love. And we still build up and encourage each other, because it's not about building our castle. It's about building his kingdom. And hey, if you don't like the way I look, I write books too. You don't have to see me to read it. And think about that for a minute.
So before we start,
All right.
So I posted what you had copied for
From Rambo,
Rambo's
yeah.
Rumble rant.
Yeah, he's going to be coming
And-
on. Yeah.
And he says, you want to know the best way you can help these guys chat? Send this show link to one friend and hit the thumbs up. And that really does help, guys, because it pushes us in the algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's like a little virtual hug, and it means the world to us. But do you mind if I start with this one
Go right
first,
ahead.
And then I'll say
And then we'll
thoughts
share a link to
you?
Rambo's
Yeah, we
show
will.
before we head out.
Yeah, I write books too. Kelly is awesome.
He is awesome.
So, I picked this one today because, to show to everyone, because someone had said something about his looks, and I will say that is 98% the reason why I constantly turn my camera off. 2% is because I'm always distracted and doing stuff in the background. But I've had so many negative and nasty comments. Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
On TikTok. I mean, nasty comments. And so, and I need to let that go, and I need to realize that, not everybody is going to like me. I'm not a supermodel, but I am smart. And so,
I don't like your attitude, ma'am.
Don't let people's negativity towards you get you to believe they're bullcrap.
No. And you shouldn't let them make you want to not go on camera. Just saying. Just throwing that one out there. And those are excellent points, because it's that breaking down of people. It's their own personal hate. How much they hate themselves is the reason why they feel the need to go ahead and talk about other people, to include Kelly K. Kelly K. I mean, it's the dude's putting out great information, and they even admitted it. And that's something that people need to recognize is a lot of those comments have absolutely nothing to do with people that they're looking at. And they may be holding on to something that they read once upon a time. But then if you start talking about stuff like that, then we're going back to the Old Testament. Well, then he shouldn't shave his beard and shouldn't shave the sides of your head, which is what so many people do. And so if those are the things, if you're going back to the law like that, then you're really making mistakes. So let's see you in your perfection as you make these comments, from the safety of the internet. And really, how much of a difference is there between those comments to Kelly K, you need to take that metal crap out your face kind of stuff, versus the person at the diner, the truck stop diner that Doc was talking about? Really, is there much of a difference? It's demanding that other people conform to their will. And it's like, yeah, your ego is not going to pay the bill around here. But I appreciate your comment and your question. Hey, Brother Bill, what's going on? I appreciate your comments, but stick it where the sun don't shine. And really look in the mirror before you start telling other people how they need to live their life based off of your understanding of what's going on in your life, without understanding who the person is that, you're talking to. And so I think it's ridiculous, but I think at the same time, Kelly did a great job of kind of making a comment and commenting about that judgment. And he didn't even go there either about casting judgments. So Kelly is a great, he probably wouldn't want to be called a teacher, but I think he's a teacher.
Yes.
And I think that his teaching style is something that's great for everybody. And I understand that this person was probably doing it from a place of love, where they were trying to say you would get more of an audience if you were to take the metal crap out your face, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But this also goes back to the line from Lincoln. You can please all of the people some of the time, and some of the people all of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time.
Right.
And what this other person isn't understanding is Kelly is being authentically Kelly. And that's what people gravitate to. And so we, as individuals on the other side, need to make ourselves more understanding and less judgmental about these things that don't matter, because in the end, it's the message that he's sending out. And that's what's important. And I know sometimes it can be easy. It can be easy to get wrapped up in the wrapping paper, but there's a lot more beneath the present than the wrapping paper itself.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You ready?
Yeah.
So Don Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Let's do it.
What is that change going to look like, Don? What practically your father, as president, I think you would even say was a divisive figure. What's it going to look like in the second term?
I don't think he was a divisive figure at all. I think the media created divisiveness around. They lied about Russia collusion. They said he was a traitor, went after him in every which way possible. If the media actually starts being an honest broker, talking about the things that he did, the prosperity he brought, the peace deals that he signed around the world, rather than the disaster that we're living right now, I think you'd do everyone in the country a big favor.
We're putting it out there.
So, thoughts?
Well, he called out, yeah, Don Jr. has a beard. Just saying. Thank you, Rambo.
You know what I said?
I know you said. Go
As
ahead.
long as you keep it nice and clean and you cut your hair, I have no problem with the
I
beard.
can't shave the sides of my head. It's against the Old Testament. I have to just let it grow, and I can't trim my beard. So just go back to my heathen ways. Just shave everything except for the little patch on top.
That is not how it works now that Yeshua died on. You know, we're not getting into this right now. Back to the video.
So Don Jr. showed us the perfect example of what the press needs to hear. And I think that this is great too, because really the press needs that spanking. They need that spanking of, if you guys had focused on the actual facts of what's going on about all the things that President Trump did, or in his case, my father did, then people would be more understanding of what really is going on. And that, I would say, would have prevented the shenanigans that happened out in Butler, Pennsylvania, because people wouldn't be going off of a lie to make their decisions that are life-threatening decisions that they make, because they've been totally ingrained in the propaganda. And so this is another thing that I think in the end will certainly point to the fact that it's treason, that it's a coup, and that the people that were involved with it, because I highly doubt that this person was involved all by himself. It wasn't the lone shooter, especially with the understanding that they had this rap sheet that included a whole bunch of Antifa kind of things, which means that he was a controlled opposition of some sort, and that that controller was feeding this person those lies and encouraged them to do something very dumb. And so the media is very much responsible, and they should be held accountable once President Trump gets into office. But I think that one of the things that's going to happen is that all of the legacy media is going to get a lot of their licenses pulled, which means that they won't have the authority or the ability to lie to the American public the way they've been lying to us, because it was used against the people of the United States. And that was done in order to control what the people were going to vote for.
Yep.
And so it is a fraud committed against the people of this country. The press is so liable in all of this stuff. And I look forward to see what kind of justice is meted out as we move forward with that. But I'm glad that he gave him that little spanking, because they needed that desperately.
Bad. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
You ready? Sassy. So earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
Did Trump Tupac Part 2. Here we go.
All right.
And the hits just keep coming for Democrats. I'm starting to feel sorry for them. In another life, I'm sure that's true. Nah, the fuck I ain't. What happened to them Mar-a-Lago charges? How many left now out of 5,100? 2, 5, something like that. Choke on that this morning. I'll just be over here, yeah. And I dare you to say shit. The law is the law, after all. A fair and just ruling, I say. Those are y'all's words, not mine. Y'all couldn't keep this man down if you tied an anchor around his ankle and sunk him to the Titanic. They hired them billionaires while you're down there. What's left of them? Rip. I bet you can see every liberal tooth out there today. Y'all better stick with charging your phones, your vibratos, and your dilders. You'd get them to stick faster than you would the charges on Trump. So y'all let that muddle this morning while I talk about my next thing. You know I love pointing out your hypocrisy. You make it so easy. I and Biden campaign got a new notice. 16 economy experts. Oh no, not the experts. They run the number using that line liberal algebra. They want the whole world to know that Trump's policies are going to increase inflation. The what to the what? Dumb bitch say what? Oh, now in policies increase inflation. Okay. Didn't y'all spend 4 years trying to tell everybody that the president's policies don't do that? See how the pot just met the kettle? Nah, we clashing with cast iron now. You all decide on a lie and stick with it. You giving me lying whiplash. Don't know which way look. Need one of them liberal neck braces so I can sue somebody. You see how you'll lie for Joe Biden, but you get caught in your own bullshit by trying to throw shit at Trump. You see how that works? No, you don't. That's why you keep doing it. You see why we call you hypocrites? It's because you are. That's that lying liberal logic. So by that logic, we can deduce this. Joe Biden is the reason for this shitty economy, the rise in inflation, whether Trump's policy, whether it will or whether it won't. Beside the point, I just want to call you on your bullshit. I say it will go up. Fix the shit show that Joe left. Hell, it can't get much higher. I don't give a fuck what the experts say. It's already crossing county lines on Pluto. Only thing left is to tax Jesus and the angels. A feather fee. It's like California rain tax, but for celestials. Y'all spent 4 years trying to say Joe the Hose Zelensky 2.0's policy don't affect inflation, don't affect gas prices, don't affect the cost of living, fucking groceries. When y'all ready to be for motherfucking real lying too, okay? Those people out here trying to take out loans, buy a buggy of groceries. And it happens under every single Democratic leadership. The economy soars, while does inflation. Yeah, it looks pretty on a chart. More money, jobs go up. I tell you why it does so good. Inflation's so damn high under Democratic leadership. Bitches got to work 2 jobs to pay the bills. Hell, some 3. I'd say you do got a lot of money rolling in. When 3 times that's rolling out of the middle class pockets. Hell, ain't no middle class no more. There's poor and poor. But now let's believe the experts. How CNN told you so. When you were the very shits, lying your 3 faces off, tried to act like their policies didn't affect shit. Yeah, okay. Keep being hypocrites. I love to see it. Don't like surprises, no way. And a liberal not being a hypocrite, that'd be the surprise of the century. Wake up, quit believing the bullshit. You are dismissed. Make better choices today, specifically in November. Toodaloo, go along.
Toodaloo, go with the Lord.
What I don't understand is how are these people still going along with the narrative? I mean, they do shop for groceries, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can they not see the fact that the groceries are so much more expensive? There was a video that you were going to play. Who was that did the side by side? Vandy. Yeah, we never got to that one.
I can't get it to come up on Facebook.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, Vandy Street. The where's my cup? Oh my God! I know.
That's what your problem is. You don't have your
Well,
water.
there it is. Yeah, I know. I have to drink coffee. Anyways, so Vandy Street, she does these cups by hand, right? Well, she did a video. It was, I guess, on her Facebook page. Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Groceries, and then did the same exact
Grocery order
bill 3 or 4 days ago, and in 2020 it was $70. 3 or 4 days ago it was $189.42.
Yeah, it was more than double. And so it's like, I know these people have to be able to see the fact that everything's gotten so expensive. Everybody around them is complaining. How can you be so tone deaf? And then they always defer to the experts. And I think that that's one of the things that I look forward to once the dust settles in all of this is that logical fallacy, the appeal to authority, and authority could be the government, the authority could be experts, the professors and the Nobel laureates and all these other things that have been absolutely trashed because these people buy their way into these honorifics. I mean, look at Obama, right? Nobel Peace Prize for peace before he even became president.
Yeah.
And then started more wars than anybody else prior, basically. Right?
Exactly.
So it's going to be much easier to tell people when they say, but the experts say, which experts? Show me the expert, because that's the clown that I need to talk to. And then we can have a real conversation, but they've managed to shut down the conversation. And that's the problem is they've shut down the conversation, and we need to not allow them to shut down a conversation because of experts. Yeah, experts make me angry nowadays.
I know.
Trust the science.
Yeah, I know. You ready?
Yeah.
You're going to find this very interesting.
You seem to think I find everything interesting.
No, you're really going to find this
Okay.
interesting.
All right, I'll trust you on this one.
What if I told you that the Holy Bible says not once, but twice that blood on the right ear is a sign of consecration, is a sign of being devoted to God's service? That's the sign that the Lord instructed Moses to do for Aaron and his priest sons, because they were supposed to be consecrated to perform the service of the Lord. I'll read for you first from Leviticus 8:23. Moses slaughtered the ram and took some of its blood and put it on the lobe of Aaron's right ear, same ear that President Trump was shot at, and there was blood on his ear. And then in Exodus 29:19 and 20, you read, take the other ram And Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on its head, slaughter it, take some of its blood, and put it on the lobes of the right ears of Aaron and his sons. If you skip down a few verses, then it says that he and his sons and their garments will be consecrated.
Thoughts?
I mean, that kind of makes some sense to me.
Told you you're gonna like it.
Okay, so I like that. You were right. It's almost like you know me or something.
I know.
Anyway, that's a fascinating take on it. It's a fascinating take on it, and there are so many things where people have misunderstood and have not made the connections. You too. Thanks for joining, Michelle. Anyways, where people, I mean, look at what happened with Yeshua. People had they weren't able to put one and one together. The fact that he was fulfilling all of the scripture, right? And I'm not saying that Trump is Jesus reincarnated or anything like that, but I am saying that it does appear that Trump is anointed in some way, form, fashion, or another. How, where he fits into that, I guess we have yet to see. But these are the kinds of things that happen. Granted, it wasn't Moses putting it on Trump's ear, but these kinds of things do indicate something. What's up, Ghost Pepper? And I think that when these kinds of things are, when we see these kinds of things and they do line up biblically, that we should open our eyes and at least give it some time to consider, listen to our heart, use your discernment, use your own discernment on this. But for me, it seems like this could be connected some way, somehow, especially with all of the things that Trump has gone through, all of the things that he's done. He has been a sacrificial lamb in so many ways in terms of what the swamp rats have done to try to keep him out of office and to keep us enslaved in their slave system that they have set up.
Exactly.
They're going to fight, but I think that because there is divine providence, and I do believe that this is biblical in so many ways, I think that this is kind of an indicator, and it's something that we should really ask for discernment with. That is truly fascinating. I'm going to have to really pray on that one. That one's that's neat.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I got Doc again.
Doc. There we go.
Hello, friend, and happy Tuesday. Isn't it funny how karma works? She's a bitch, isn't she? So, these bad builds over here at the unstable table on the left who have been making these ridiculous, malicious, vicious statements about the recent Trump incident. Are you serious? You had one fucking job and you missed. Are you serious? Excuse me. Next time, aim a little bit to the right and actually fucking get him, okay? Thanks. See, I guess nobody told them that the internet, just like their stupidity, is forever. Meanwhile, patriots have been over here collecting these receipts, tracking these bad bills down, finding out where they work, where they live, not hard in today's world, cashing these receipts in at their employers, cashing these receipts in at their landlords, and these people's lives are getting wrecked left and right, totally unhinged, ravaged. You see, friend, when you say something like that, when you wish for the deletion of another person, not because they stomped on your cat Fifi, not because they flung feces, not because they slapped your mama, not because they sliced your tire, not because they owe you money, not because they hopped you over the head with a club, okay? Simply because you disagree with them. Do you know what that screams? That screams criminally insane. Okay? When an employer sees that, you know what they see? Huge liability, severe mental instability. Oh, gee, come on, George. George, we got this new guy. We got the, how much you pay? We got to get him out. No, we're going to lose whole company. When landlords see this, they're like, gee, guy, I really don't, I really want to work with you. I do. But, I really don't want my house to be the center of a investigation or a retro investigation. Okay, I'm sorry. You gotta go. I'm sorry, friend. These receipts that we're cashing in has ruined these people's lives worse than a felony charge ever could. Because, friend, I can promise you right now, and you can take this however you want. I really don't care. There is no employer in America that wants criminally insane on their insurance.
Thoughts, Santino.
Okay, so I'm not going to relish in the fact that these people are getting an education. I am happy that these people are getting an education because I know I can feel it in my bones that a lot of these people are the same people that would dox and get people fired when people were saying about the jibber jabber, when people were saying pro-Trump things, when people were talking about the election was stolen, about name the list of all the things. And so I think that there's going to be a karmic aspect to all of this because these are probably the same people who said that we don't deserve to get medical assistance because we wouldn't get the jibber jabber. Oh, well, you can just, let's see, be unalived because you chose not to get the clot shot. And so this is another one of those boomerangs, and there's going to be boomerangs all over the place. They're not going to know what to do. But he's so right when he says the criminally insane, because some of the things that I have heard about, yes, not only the sickness of wishing that Trump would have been unalived, but relishing in the fact that a bystander, that somebody that was just there, ended up being unalived because of the criminally insane person that decided to take shots at a presidential rally, right?
Yeah.
And so why would you have so much hate for people that are going to support a candidate that has yet to prove that they've done anything wrong? That the left has yet to prove that he's done anything wrong other than 34 counts, yet 34 trumped up charges. Come on.
I know.
But they're too, and this goes to the criminally insane as well, because they can't put one and one together to realize that the entire system hasn't been working properly. So it's going to help people wake up. And I will say that, like I'm going through class, the plumbing school and everything right now. And the young people that are there, that are going through the class, they're not very like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Bold in their statements about the things that are going on, but they want to talk about it. They want to talk about the things that they're seeing, and they are upset. And these are 20-year-olds. They like literally 20. Like some of them aren't even old enough to drink. They're like 20. They can drink next year, kind of thing. And so they need to see that that it's okay for them to talk about these things, especially when their heart's telling them that this stuff is wrong. And it's good. And I will say that a lot of the people in the trades are very conservative and very, very pro-Trump, because they know that their jobs are, like dependent upon people like President Trump becoming president, because he makes the economy better, which brings more jobs in, which means more people have the ability to get their plumbing taken care of and stuff like that. And so it's what was the point that I was getting at here about the kids being able to talk? Yeah, I guess I made the point that it's gone. Brain fart.
Really?
Yeah, brain fart. It's gone.
Wow.
I hope it made sense to y'all, because it's gone now.
Okay. You're right.
Is this Monday? It's
No,
been Monday.
Tuesday.
How was Monday better than today?
I don't know. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Listen, if you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better be believing right now. Thank God Almighty that we live in a country that still believes in the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and the Omega. And our God still saves, he still delivers, and he still sets free. Because on Saturday, the devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet and he roared.
Thoughts, Santino?
That was motivating. That was motivating.
I think people
Devil went
need
down to Pennsylvania.
I think people do need to realize that miracles do happen.
It was certainly a miracle. Just if you were to take the split second where he turned his head at the exact right moment, tells you that there was a miracle that happened there. And I know people are going to deny that it was a miracle, but it certainly looked like a miracle to me because it was so fast. And watch that in slow motion if you haven't seen that already, because that's truly fascinating to see things like that and to know that President Trump, it was just divine. It was divine in so many ways. And we know that he needs him around, and we do have our lion.
We do. You ready?
Yes.
Your circle of friends is your secret weapon to success. Think about it. Who do you hang out with most? Are they dreamers or doubters? Go-getters or excuse makers? Here's the truth. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Scary, right? But here's the good news. You have the power to choose. Surround yourself with negative people, and you'll find reasons why you can't. Surround yourself with ambitious people, and you'll find ways you can. I've seen it happen. When I upgraded my circle, my whole life leveled up. My mindset shifted. My goals got bigger. My excuses got smaller. So here's your challenge. Seek out the winners, the hustlers, the optimists. Find people who make you think bigger and push you to be better. Remember, iron sharpens iron. The right friends won't just support your dreams, they'll fuel them. Drop a 100 if this resonates with you, and don't forget to follow us. Let's adapt the hustler's mindset.
Thoughts, Santino?
Okay, so the message was very good.
Mhm.
Although I know it was about getting money and bitches and hoes
But-
and all that other stuff.
It was the
Yeah.
message, not the.
Yeah, I know. Well, and that was kind of the deeper point of it, because I know a lot of people follow the earthly things, but the lesson, the meaning can truly be brought to what's going on in the world around us. And he even said, "Iron sharpens iron." That is a biblical quote. And so, just because that message was specifically geared towards, I guess, the urban gangster kind of, make money kind of stuff, whatever, that doesn't matter as much as the fact that the circle of friends, your 5 friends that you hang around the most, those are the most important, because they really determine who you are. And so we need to make those decisions in terms of the people that we hang around, because you can't help but be like those people that you are around the most. And I think that that's one of the truly greatest pieces of wisdom there is if you don't like what you're seeing, recognize the things that you've surrounded yourself with, and surround yourself with that positivity. And sometimes you may need to be that positivity for those around you, because it could be family, it could be people, you could live in a small town, you know everybody in the town. Be that change, but understand that what you are surrounded by is what you become. You can't help but take on that energy and be that energy. So do the best that you can to try to make things better around you. And if you do have that opportunity to find people that are going to get you closer to that spot in life where you want to be, that the sky's the limit. You just got to follow through with making sure that you're around the people that can teach you how to get there.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, the left is the party of unity, right?
Okay.
Let's go.
You called your opponent an existential threat on a call a week ago. You said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. there's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate
I
that
didn't say
words matter.
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was there's very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what he's doing.
Thoughts?
Damage control. That's all that was. It was damage control to try to let their sheep know that that's not what he meant. I mean, look, they got to do the damage control. We understand that. That's part of the game that they play. I mean, look at all the stuff that Mad Maxine was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, all of them over there. They all say some of the most vile things that are designed to incite people. And Lord knows that they've been telling everybody that, you know, the Republicans have all these dog whistles that are, you know, just a threat to everybody and everything around them. And that, you know, you really have to listen to what the Republicans say because they're always making threats. Yet you listen to the words that they're actually saying on the left, and they're always making threats. They are always putting those dog whistles out there, talking about putting Trump in the bullseye. And that's not good political rhetoric. And it shows how far this nation has fallen. And so this bit that we're going through right now with people saying some of the most vile things about wishing death upon people. Yeah, crosshair, bullseye, it means the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know what it means, and they're trying to play a semantics game. We know what they're getting at. But the good thing is that these people are getting called to the carpet now about the things that they're saying, and they're having to pay the price because so many people are angry. They're doxing people. I have heard about, you know, people like somebody who was at Home Depot or whatever. They called, you know, made one of those ridiculous statements, called, boom, gone, fired, whatever. It's going to happen.
A lot of them have
A lot of people have been.
Just about bit my tongue.
Don't
Sorry
do
about
that. Don't bite your tongue.
A lot of them have either lost their jobs. People have taken their comments and posted to like their Google reviews when they own businesses. It's karma.
I mean,
and it is deserved.
The Google reviews is another way, because I know that there are business owners. Of course, it's easy to be a business owner when you have the government, you know, kissing your ass and pushing you forward so that way you can have your business. Meanwhile, they're denying everybody else who actually knows what the hell they're doing, you know, prevents them from getting, you know, any kind of a business. This is how it's going to change. The pendulum is swinging back.
Absolutely.
And you know what? They're getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yep.
This is pretty amazing.
All right.
Let's go.
California, 169 delegates.
California represents nearly 5.4 million registered Republicans, more than any other state in the nation. From its pristine beaches to its soaring mountains, from expansive deserts to the redwood forests, the Golden State is responsible for securing today's GOP House majority. It will be the state responsible for returning a House majority to Washington this November so that President Trump has a partner in Congress to support his common sense agenda. With the largest delegation in the nation, Madam Secretary, the great state of California proudly casts all of its 169 votes for President Donald Trump.
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention, California, 169 votes, President Trump.
Thoughts?
Well, okay, so that was just the Republican caucus.
I know.
Okay, all right.
I
So,
know, but
I know
still.
we're headed that way because there were some articles in the news today about how all of these deep blue states are now in play, like New York.
Mhm.
And
It's
that's not
pretty
the only one.
interesting.
They've been so focused on trying to sweep Republicans out of absolutely
Mhm.
everything, turn Texas blue, whatever. While you were too busy trying to take over the world, you ended up losing everything that you had, and you're not going to get the things that you want. What's the old saying? Chase two rabbits, you lose one and miss the other, and that's exactly what they've done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, chase two rabbits, you miss one and lose the other, and that's what they've done, and we're going to watch that. And I think, what was it? Nixon had 49 states. I do believe that there's a very real possibility that Trump will have 50.
Mm.
I'm not going to call it a prediction, but I say that it's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Headquarters moving to Texas.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because he already moved Tesla there.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yep.
If gender doesn't exist, what do gender studies students study?
Thoughts?
I love his common sense approach to presenting how ridiculous the arguments are, and it's so simple and it's so sweet. And I think that's one of the best ways to just fry their brains.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have gender studies if gender doesn't exist?
I know.
It's so simple.
Why?
Well, that's because we need to listen more. We need to listen to the crap that they're saying because they can't even hear it. We see that the concept makes no sense, and we try to make it rational to them, but we're trying to make a rational argument to irrational people. So you take that short, sweet, simple kind of statement, and it makes their irrational minds hear it, and it makes them angry. And maybe they'll figure it out at some point in time and recognize that they're irrational.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
I don't know. When I saw that one, I almost spit out my drink.
Yeah. Oh, it's
'Cause-
hilarious.
Anyway.
It's the perfect argument. It's
It
the
really
perfect
is.
argument.
It really is. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
God wants to use Donald Trump, but pay attention to the last thing he says.
Can I say that God wants to use Trump when I don't agree with his lifestyle or maybe his character? Because you're saying God wants to use the righteous when the righteous are in place. Is he truly righteous? And a lot of people are like, I don't want to vote for Biden, but I don't know if I want to vote for Trump either. How do people deal with that dichotomy?
Well, I would not stand up here and try to make a strong case for Trump's salvation. That's not my heart. But I will say this, I was with a group of 40 worship leaders that were invited into the Oval Office. And we were invited in to pray, to worship, to lay our hands on the president, on the Resolute desk, pray that God's presence would invade that place and his glory would be felt. I've never heard of a president in U.S. history that would do something so crazy. So I do believe God is using him. He's used Samson. He's used David. He's used a lot of imperfect men that were impulsive, and had quite a lot of faults. And so if God can use them, why, who are we in our own self-righteousness to think God has to align up to our standards? No, the better question is for us to go, God, who is your hand on?
Nobody is going to be perfect enough. God uses our imperfections and our faults.
Thoughts, Santino?
That is probably one of the most important perspectives to keep in mind as people say that, why would God choose Trump? Look at everybody else that God has chosen. He always picks the imperfect. There was only one perfect person.
That was his son.
And look what we did to him.
Yeah.
So he has to pick imperfect people. So that way we recognize that they're human just like us. President Trump is very human.
Yeah.
And I would rather people recognize that that is probably one of the indicators that Trump is being picked. There's so many indicators at this point in time that show that President Trump is being picked to do something with a divine guidance to bring us up out of this slavery that we're in. We are coming out of Egypt, folks.
Well, we don't want to be in the desert for 40 years.
No, I don't want to be in the desert for 40 years.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we need to get our act together so that way we can get through the desert. sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Oh, this.
My name is
Did you want to set it up, or are you going to just talk about it afterwards?
Oh, I'll finish.
Okay.
Clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
your name? My name is Lou D. Stout.
Hi, Lou. Nice to meet you. And you are one of the owners, managers. You were
General manager.
Okay, awesome. So you guys are kind of known for your interesting signs.
Yes.
Okay. And you've been around 69 years, this business?
It's our 70th year, yes.
My gosh. Okay. Well, I just moved here a month or two ago from Vegas, so I'm fairly new. So I don't know about your iconic place. But so did you decide to do that sign, or how do you guys decide what signs to put up?
Mostly I put them up humorous. Always.
Yes. Yeah.
Never anything just mean spirited. There's always some humor, sarcasm,
So
irony.
then what happened with that one?
Well, apparently I crossed the line because it certainly struck a nerve.
It did. And then you took it down yesterday. It was
Yeah.
up for how long?
Well, because I started thinking about the threats, and I have,
You were getting threats.
young staff that have young kids and stuff, and I can't have crazy people coming in here.
Phone call, were people coming in,
Well,
making threats or
I
phone
would
calls?
just the threats
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't want anybody to get hurt for the crazy shit that I do.
No, right.
It's really not fair to them because it's a great staff here.
Yeah.
So.
So you took the sign down and you
Mhm.
put up some other stuff, which is no big deal.
Mhm.
Do you regret that sign or not really? Just
I think it's. I was actually put up on the sign today that I guess free speech is only free when you agree with the writer. How's that fair? If you can walk around with a hat that says "Let's go Brandon," why can't I put up there? Is that "Let's go Brandon"? That's classier than that
one was
sign.
pretty harsh.
Yeah, well, that was pretty hard. I think people make a connection with that firefighter that got killed, and that was not. That never even occurred to me, to be honest with you. So if I crossed the line in that regard, I apologize for that for sure. Absolutely. I never need for that sign to be harmful. It just meant to give you a little chuckle on your way to work.
Yeah.
And
I think very few were.
Hold on a minute. Jenny, the sign
Hold
said,
on. There we go. What did the sign say? Is your question?
it said, I don't know how the shooter missed with such an inflated head.
That was one of them.
That was one of them.
He's had
so-
plenty. I think that
yeah.
they show at least one of them.
Yeah, so let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were chuckling about that one.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate
You're
that.
very welcome.
Okay,
Put it
thank
out there again. If I'm people that are offended, really, I apologize. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is their sign today. There we go. Hold on. I can't even read that. It says, yeah, for Trump, so happy for him. You crazy bastards. You crazy bastards happy? In other words, yeah, he took down the sign, and so now he's going to talk shit. But, I mean, look at his face.
Want to play the rest of it?
Yeah.
I was so nervous going in there. And yes, I am a former investigative TV reporter from Idaho, a long time. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, I was actually pretty nervous because I just didn't know how they were going to respond to me walking in because they've had so much hate the last 24 hours. But they're very nice. I forgot to ask them about the other sign that I did see photos of on social media, apparently about like, can't Biden take out Trump and then claim presidential immunity. I saw pictures of that. I wasn't able to verify that they really put that sign up, but it looked like they did. So anyway, another news station is showing up there to interview them. And the only other question I forgot to ask him was he concerned about this impacting his business, his bottom line? But for him to pull the sign down, he did say it really was just about the safety of his employees. But I am sure that he will be more thoughtful in what he puts up from now on, knowing that people are watching all around the world. So anyway, mission accomplished. I did it. I went in.
But
Okay. So he completely misses the mark, and it shows how the criminally insane think. He can't put one and one together and say, wow, if somebody would have done that and my ear was grazed while they did that and one of my employees got hit, that I wouldn't appreciate these kinds of comments. And then he's going to gaslight like the left always seems to do and, get pissed off at people for saying something. And then he makes an equivalency to people saying, let's go Brandon, not even fuck Joe Biden. He gets upset about let's go Brandon because of what it means, but he doesn't understand.
There's a difference between let's go Brandon and unaliving someone.
Look, I get it. And then not caring about somebody else losing their life. It is the cold, calloused heart. His heart is hardened, and so he can't hear how stupid he actually sounds. And so he's gotten a lot of harassment. And I'm not condoning the harassment, but it's the only way that clown's probably going to learn anything. And it really upsets me. And I'm sure that his business will be affected because he's in Florida of all places. No, he's not. It doesn't seem like he's going to change at all. It seems like he's going to continue on his path, especially when you consider the sign that he has up. Are y'all happy now? Well, no, as a matter of fact. And if you think about it, how can you make the connection with let's go Brandon and wishing somebody was not alive anymore? How classless, how like, I have a lot of words that I'd like to say, and that's why I'm having a hard time trying to say too many more words. But I think that everybody gets the point. And these are the things that we are up against. These are the things that we have been up against because these are the people that have a voice. And I'm sure I'd love to see how much money he's donated from all the people that have gone to his business and he's made all this money. How much has he donated to this or that or the other political PAC? And then complains about the things that other people say. It's incomprehensible. It's incomprehensible to us because we have at least a little bit more heart than he has when it comes down to it. And when his business collapses and all of those people that he supposedly cares about as employees, which he probably pays trash anyways, but makes himself feel all important because he's an employer of some sort, I'm going to say that he can feel bad at that point in time, and maybe he'll have some time to really think about the things that he says and does. And his FAing is getting him the FO. He's finding out because of his effing around.
Exactly.
Yeah, no class.
You ready?
Yep.
This.
And he's butthurt that he's finding out.
I know.
Well, that's how it happens.
I know.
You fuck around and now you're finding out.
This.
Now I'm done.
Kind of blew my mind.
All right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Says, my husband showed me a video that this man looked familiar. It now lives rent free in my head. This one right here. Okay. Secret Service. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't too pretty in the face, but she's super thick. I'm just thinking with my dick. My shit dumb.
Thoughts? Because that's the same freaking person.
It does look like him. Wow. Central casting. That's the only thing I can come up with.
with.
Wow. Play that one again, can you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it really looks like.
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very short video, and I'll put it in the Telegram chat.
Okay. Thank you.
But just watch.
Ain't too pretty in the face, but she's super thick. I'm just thinking with my dick. My shit dumb.
Go back to the beginning and look at the ear. See if that.
Ain't too pretty in the face, but she's super thick. I'm just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It really looks like it. Oh my God. Central casting. And it would explain why there was a complete lack of knowledge about security protocols. By the way, President Trump, if you need somebody other than that actor, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you. Wow. A hairline's different, Denise says. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. That's what I'm going with. It's not central casting.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
This video that I'm about to show you guys really did open my eyes up and kind of had my jaw drop. This video showed up on my For You page at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm absolutely exhausted, but this really opened my fucking eyes up. Let me know your personal thoughts in the comments, but I'm just still trying to get over this.
Who is the Antichrist? I've got this question a lot in my DMs so many times, so I figured I would address who I believe it is. A lot of people message me saying they know for sure it's Trump. A lot of people message me and say that they know for sure it's Obama. Understand something. The Antichrist is not going to be a hated person at first. Revelation 13 talks about how the Antichrist will be loved and worshiped and followed all across the world. Everyone's going to love this man at first. Before I get into it, I want you to understand everything that God does, Satan mimics in his own little ways. Just as God sent Jesus to die on the cross for all of our sins, Satan will also send his son, the Antichrist. So no, I do not think that it will be Trump because a lot of people hate that man. I don't think that it will be Obama because a lot of people hate that man. I do, however, believe the Antichrist will be this man right here, Mr. Beast. Also, the Bible refers to the Antichrist as the Beast. He is literally the biggest social media influencer of all time. The whole entire world pretty much knows who this man is. Out of all this man's main YouTube channels, he has over 450 million subscribers. It doesn't even include all of these other subscribers I'm fixing to show you. He has channels for people in Mexico that speak Spanish. He has channels for all of these different countries. Here's his channel for people in Brazil. Keep in mind, I did not add any of these subscribers up. Remember, the whole world will love this man at first. Here's him in Africa building over 100 wells for these people. Very nice and generous of him, right? Here's him giving over 100 houses away. Very, very generous of this man, right? Keep in mind, the whole world is loving and praising this man for all the great, generous things he's doing. Let's dig deeper because it's about to get very interesting. Isn't it funny that he said he would run for president and everybody is behind him, backing him, saying, hey, man, we would support you. You're so great. We love you. Let's take a look at Revelation 13:2. It says, and the beast I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were like a bear's, and his mouth was like a lion's mouth. And to it, the dragon gave his power and his throne and great authority. Satan gives him his power. Remember, the head of a leopard and the mouth of a lion. The name Mr. Beast alone should be a major red flag. The Bible describes the Antichrist as the beast. Keep in mind, this dude could have picked any name, anything, but he calls himself Mr. Beast. Now, here's the part that's really about to make you scratch your head. Remember when I said in the very beginning that God sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for our sins? We are his children. Those that believe in me will not perish. All you have to do is believe in him if you want eternal life. Just listen. Well, Satan will send his son, the Antichrist. And the Antichrist, the Bible says, will force all great, free, small, rich, powerful. It doesn't matter who you are. You will all be forced to receive a mark on your right hand or your forehead. And those that do not get it will be persecuted. When you accept this mark, you become part of Satan's. There is no going back. Your eternity is sealed. And if you don't get this mark, you get persecuted. When you take this mark, you literally become a child of Satan's. Now, this is Mr. Beast's girlfriend, Thea. And Thea wrote a book. Out of all the titles this woman could have chose, just wait, it's going to blow your mind. She writes a book called The Marked Children, where children are born with magical marks on their bodies. If that doesn't make you sit and scratch your head, I honestly don't know what to tell you. Oh man, look how nice he is. Over 1,000 blind people can see again. Sounds pretty biblical to me, huh? The Bible says that the Antichrist will be wounded by the sword, but yet he lives. In other words, he will suffer a fatal wound and come back to life. When he comes back to life, that is when Satan will enter him. For everyone saying, oh no, Mr. Beast is just too nice, he would never do anything like this, Satan himself was once an angel. I'm not saying 100% that he is the Antichrist, but he's a very great candidate to be one. I could keep going on and on with reasons as to why I think he is the Antichrist, but unfortunately, I got to get back to work. Maybe I'll post a part 2 later on, but if you watch this whole video, I love each and every one of y'all, and peace.
Thoughts, Santino?
I've seen him like once, and I remember
Mr. Beast is incredibly vain. He thinks he is better than everybody. He did get his chocolate bars marketed through Walmart.
Mhm. Anyway, so I've seen him once, and he does have a weird vibe about him. And this is my perspective. I mean, check him out. And he does do a lot of charity kind of things. And it does seem very contrived to me. And a lot of people probably don't know who this guy is, but if you don't do YouTube very much, you probably have no idea who he is. But I also know that YouTube was pressing him a lot. And so I checked it out just because, the algorithm, it's like, if I watch it once and don't like watch it ever again, will it make it go away? It does. But then again, I really don't go on YouTube a whole lot. I mean, YouTube used to be like one of my mainstays because there really is a lot of great information on YouTube. But I would certainly say that this is probably something worth checking out, and just kind of use your own intuition on this, use your own discernment on this. It's a lot of Obama vibes is how I kind of felt. The same way I felt Obama is kind of felt about Obama is kind of how I feel about this guy. Everybody's saying he's so great. He's so fantastic. Everything about him is so wonderful. And that's when my spidey senses start going off, and it's like, okay, what's the real deal going on here? And it just doesn't feel very genuine sometimes. But by all means, check him out. See what you think. But it's very finely or very well polished videos, kind of hits all the things that make sure that it gets on top of the algorithm.
You see Denise's comment?
Denise says his reach is disturbing in this light. And I would say, yeah, it would be very, I would say that it is kind of disturbing because I never put those together. I have no idea what the Antichrist is going to be like. I'm not going to say he's the Antichrist, but I'm going to say that there's something something there that just JDLR just don't look right.
Yep, exactly.
That's my assessment on it. JDLR.
You ready?
Here's the thing about mindset. A mindset will not change the shitty situation you're in. A positive mindset changes you, which changes your ability to deal with the shitty situation that you're in.
All right, Santino.
Mindset is 90% of the battle. And then there's the actual going out and doing the things, but it's about making sure that your mind's in the right headspace, making sure that you are making it positive. It may be terrible outside. It's in the Marine Corps, we had a phrase: if it ain't raining, we ain't training. And in other words, if it doesn't suck, we're not doing it. And the more you do things that suck, the more you get used to it. And it does make it a little bit easier to say, you know what? This is the task. This is what I got going on. And I'm going to be positive about it. And I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to try to make the best out of this situation that I have. And that can be very challenging at times when things seem to be sucking all over the place. But you just gotta flip the script inside your head. You got to make sure that inside your head, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to do it in a positive way, and I'm going to make sure that it's a good thing. And so recognize the war that's going inside each and every one of your head. It is a fight that is our most important fight. Each and every one of us individually, the most important fight that we have is inside of our head. And it's about making sure that it's positive, and making sure that it's positive for people in the world around us, and that it's done with love. And that's really the biggest fight that we have. And once we're able to win that battleground, then we can start winning the other battlegrounds, metaphorical, of course, and that are in the world around us. Don't need to worry about Mr. Beast when we need to worry about ourselves first. Can't change the world until you change yourself first.
I'm not worried about the Antichrist because
Oh, it'll suck.
It's going to suck, but I also have our Lord and Savior in my corner.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm good.
Yep, we're good. All right. So do we have a link for Rambo?
I'll get it real quick.
All right. Let's see if
You
I
go
can get this.
ahead.
There it is. I got it.
Oh, you got it already. Okay.
Yes. Let me go ahead and get that. Looks like he's already starting. So we'll go ahead and get that out there.
Mhm.
Paste. There we go. He just started. So we're going to go ahead and have all of y'all go over to see Rambo. But before that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble, and Pill.net.
And if you haven't already, please, please, please take a moment, give me that virtual hug. Hit that thumbs up if you're on Rumble or YouTube. Take that red pill if you're over on Pilled, and smash that heart if you're over on X. We love each and every one of you. And don't forget to go check out mypillow.com/DTOO. They're having amazing sales right now. And if you want to go check out our merch, that's DTOO.show.
.show. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. We love you all. Have a great night. God bless and be safe.